Today, we're diving into something that affects half the population, but that most of us don't fully understand: the menstrual cycle. Now, before you click away thinking this is just for women, stick around. Whether you're someone who experiences a menstrual cycle, someone who loves someone with a cycle, or you're just curious about how the human body works, this information is going to blow your mind. I'm going to break this down so simply that even a child could understand it, but I promise the science is fascinating. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what's happening in the body during each phase of the cycle, how to eat for each phase, how to train for each phase, and how this all changes as we age. But first of all, if you are new here, welcome! My name is Lisa, and in this channel, I explore how your body works, your health, and the small daily habits that matter most. Let's get started. Part 1. The basics. What is the menstrual cycle? Think of the menstrual cycle like the seasons of the year, except instead of 4 seasons over 12 months, you get 4 phases that happen roughly every 28 to 32 days. Just like how spring feels different from winter, each phase of your cycle feels different too. Here's something wild. Your body is basically running on a hormonal roller coaster. 3 main hormones are calling the shots: estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. Yes, women have testosterone too. These hormones go up and down throughout the month, and they control everything from your energy levels to your mood, your appetite, and even how your body responds to exercise. The cycle starts on day 1, which is the first day of your period. This is when you see bleeding. This bleeding typically lasts anywhere from 3 to 7 days, though everyone is different. Now let's break down each phase, starting with the very beginning. Phase 1. The menstrual phase. This is your period. Your body is shedding the lining of the uterus because there's no fertilized egg to support. Think of it like spring cleaning for your uterus. What's happening with hormones? Everything is at its lowest. Estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone are all down. This is why you might feel tired, a bit low energy, or just want to curl up on the couch. Your body is literally resetting. Fun fact: about 800 million people around the world are menstruating right now as you watch this video. It's one of the most common biological processes on Earth. Phase 2. The follicular phase. Here's where things get interesting. Starting around day 3 or 4, estrogen begins to climb. Think of estrogen as your sunshine hormone. As it rises, you start feeling more energetic, more social, more outgoing, and more verbal. This phase is called follicular because your ovaries are developing follicles, which are like tiny sacs that contain eggs. One of these follicles will eventually release an egg during ovulation. During this time, your body is incredibly resilient to stress. You can handle difficult conversations better, you're more creative, and your brain is firing on all cylinders. This is your superpower phase. Science fact: studies show that women perform better on verbal tasks and memory tests during the high estrogen phases of their cycle. Your brain literally works differently. Phase 3. Ovulation. This is the main event. Ovulation is when one of those follicles releases a mature egg. This egg travels down the fallopian tube, waiting to potentially meet up with sperm. Estrogen is at its absolute peak during ovulation. But here's the kicker: testosterone also spikes. This combination makes this the manifestation phase. You feel confident, attractive, energetic, and your libido is at its highest. This is nature's way of making sure the species continues. Your body is biologically programmed to feel your best when you're most fertile. Amazing fact: during ovulation, some women can actually feel a little twinge or pain on one side of their lower abdomen. This is called Mittelschmerz, which is German for middle pain. It's the egg popping out of the ovary. This is also the best time to start new projects, have important conversations, or tackle creative work. Your manifestation powers are at their peak. Phase 4. The luteal phase. After ovulation, we enter the luteal phase. The follicle that released the egg transforms into something called the corpus luteum, which is Latin for yellow body. This little structure starts pumping out progesterone. Progesterone is like your cozy hormone. It makes you want to slow down, nest, and turn inward. You might feel less social and more introspective. This isn't bad, it's just different energy. In the early luteal phase, around days 15-21, you might still feel pretty good. But as you approach days 22-28, if you're not pregnant, both estrogen and progesterone start to drop. This is when PMS can kick in. PMES stands for premenstrual syndrome, and it's real. The hormone drop can cause mood swings, irritability, bloating, breast tenderness, and food cravings. Up to 90% of women experience some form of PMS. Here's something fascinating. Your metabolism actually speeds up during the luteal phase. Your body burns an extra 100 to 300 calories per day. This is why you might feel hungrier and crave carbs. Your body literally needs more fuel. Important note, not everyone ovulates every cycle. Research shows that many women have anovulatory cycles, where they bleed but don't actually release an egg. This is more common than we thought. If you don't ovulate, you won't have true hormonal phases, which is why tracking your own body's patterns is so important. Part 3. How to eat for each phase. Now that you understand what's happening hormonally, let's talk about how to fuel your body during each phase. Your nutritional needs actually change throughout your cycle. Menstrual phase nutrition. During your period, you're losing blood, which means you're losing iron. Focus on iron-rich foods like red meat, spinach, lentils, and fortified cereals. Pair these with vitamin C-rich foods like oranges or bell peppers to help your body absorb the iron better. Also important, omega-3 fatty acids from fish, walnuts, or flax seeds can help reduce inflammation and cramping. Think of food as your natural pain reliever. Stay hydrated and eat warming, comforting foods. Your body will thank you. Follicular phase nutrition. During the follicular phase, your body uses carbohydrates more efficiently. This is the perfect time to enjoy healthy carbs like oatmeal, quinoa, sweet potatoes, and fruits. Your insulin sensitivity is higher now, meaning your body processes sugar better. So if you're going to have that piece of cake, this is the time to do it. Focus on fresh, light foods. Think colorful salads, fermented foods for gut health, and lean proteins. Your digestion is strong during this phase. Ovulation nutrition. Keep eating those healthy carbs. You're still in peak carb-burning mode. Add in anti-inflammatory foods like berries, leafy greens, and turmeric to support the ovulation process. Fiber is your friend here. It helps your body clear out excess estrogen through digestion. Vegetables, whole grains, and legumes. Stay well hydrated, especially if you're exercising intensely during this high-energy phase. Tip: remember to check you are getting enough electrolytes in. Trust me, this can make a big difference. I have included a couple of links in the description of some of my favorite ones. I highly recommend you give these a try. Whatever electrolyte brand you choose, just make sure you get sugar-free options. And if you are on a budget, you can simply use good quality sea salt and sprinkle it in your water bottle. We are salty creatures, so replacing those salts we lose during the day is important. It will help prevent headaches and make you feel so much better. Luteal phase nutrition. Here's where it gets interesting. Remember how I said your metabolism speeds up? Honor those carb cravings. Your body needs more glucose to produce progesterone. But choose complex carbs that will keep your blood sugar stable. Whole grain bread, brown rice, starchy vegetables. This helps prevent the blood sugar crashes that can worsen PMES mood swings. Increase your protein intake to about 30 grams per meal. Your body needs more protein during this phase for muscle maintenance and to keep you feeling full. Magnesium-rich foods like dark chocolate, yes, really, pumpkin seeds, and bananas can help with cramps, mood, and sleep. Calcium from dairy or fortified plant milks can also reduce PMS symptoms. Pro tip: if you're craving chocolate during PMS, your body is actually asking for magnesium. Dark chocolate is a win-win. Just make sure you go for 75% minimum cocoa. Anything below that is more sugar than chocolate. I find anything between 75%, 85% is my sweet spot. Part 4. How to train for each phase. Here's where the science gets really cool. Your athletic performance, recovery time, and even your risk of injury change throughout your cycle. Let's optimize your training. Menstrual phase training. Days 1-2. Be gentle with yourself. If you're having heavy bleeding or bad cramps, it's okay to rest or do very light movement like walking or gentle yoga. Listen to your body. Days 3-7. As your period lightens and estrogen starts to rise, you can gradually increase intensity. This is a great time for moderate cardio, swimming, or lighter strength training. Fun fact: some elite athletes actually perform their best during menstruation. Once the initial cramping passes, hormone levels start climbing again. Follicular phase training. This is your power phase. With rising estrogen, your body has increased pain tolerance, better muscle recovery, and enhanced muscle protein synthesis. Translation: you can build muscle more easily now. This is the perfect time for heavy weightlifting, high-intensity interval training, trying to hit personal records, learning new skills or techniques, and longer cardio sessions. Your body is also more carb efficient, so it's great for glycogen-depleting workouts like running, cycling, or circuit training. Research shows that during this phase, your body is more stress resilient, so push yourself. This is when gains happen. Ovulation training. Peak performance time. You have maximum strength, maximum power output, and maximum endurance. If you're going to compete or test your limits, do it now. However, there's one caution. Estrogen can make your ligaments and tendons more lax, which means you have a slightly higher injury risk. So go hard, but warm up properly and use good form. This is ideal for maximal strength training, explosive movements like plyometrics, speed work, and competitive sports. Luteal phase training. Early luteal. You can still train hard, but you might notice you need more recovery time. Your body shifts from using carbs to using more fat for fuel. This is actually great for steady-state cardio and endurance work. Late luteal. Time to dial it back. Progesterone is catabolic, meaning it can break down muscle tissue. Your core temperature is higher, you get fatigued faster, and your body just doesn't want to push hard. This is perfect for moderate intensity workouts, yoga, Pilates, walking, swimming, and maintenance training. Focus on technique rather than intensity. Important: some women feel amazing right before their period. If that's you, train how you feel. Remember, these are guidelines, not rules. Your body knows best. The key takeaway: train hard when hormones are low, follicular and ovulation, and ease up when hormones are high, late luteal. But always listen to your individual body. Part 5. How age changes everything. Your menstrual cycle changes throughout your life. Let's talk about what happens at different ages. Teens. When you first start menstruating, your cycles can be all over the place. It takes several years for ovulation to happen regularly. Cycles might be 21 days one month and 35 days the next. This is totally normal. Because ovulation is irregular, you might not experience the full hormonal shifts we've talked about. Focus on listening to your body, eating nutritious food, and moving in ways that feel good. Nutrient needs are higher during teen years because you're still growing. Make sure you're getting enough iron, calcium, and protein. 20s and 30s. This is typically when cycles are most regular and predictable. If you're going to cycle sync your nutrition and training, this is when it works best. However, stress, poor sleep, undereating, especially if you're exercising a lot, and certain health conditions can disrupt ovulation even in your prime reproductive years. If you're training intensely or not eating enough, you might lose your period entirely. This is called hypothalamic amenorrhea, and it's your body's way of saying it's under too much stress. If this happens, work with a healthcare provider. 40s and perimenopause. Perimenopause is the transition to menopause, and it can start as early as your mid-30s but typically begins in your 40s. Your cycles might get shorter or longer, lighter or heavier, and ovulation becomes less predictable. Hormone swings can be wild during this time. You might have months with super high estrogen, followed by months with very low estrogen. Symptoms can include hot flashes, night sweats, mood changes, and brain fog. Training tips for perimenopause. Strength training becomes even more important to preserve bone density and muscle mass. Estrogen protects bones, so as it declines, you need to work harder to maintain them. Nutrition tips. Focus on protein, at least 30 grams per meal, calcium, vitamin D, EB, and phytoestrogens from foods like flax seeds and soy, which can help balance hormones naturally. Menopause and beyond. Menopause is officially diagnosed after 12 consecutive months without a period. At this point, your ovaries have stopped releasing eggs, and hormone production has dropped significantly. Without the monthly hormone fluctuations, you don't need to cycle sync anymore. Instead, you can create a consistent routine that works for you year-round. The challenge? Lower estrogen means your body doesn't build muscle or burn fat as easily. But here's the good news. Resistance training and adequate protein can counteract this. Postmenopausal women should prioritize heavy strength training, yes, heavy, adequate protein intake, 1.2 to 1.6 grams per kilogram of body weight, calcium and vitamin D for bone health, and stress management, because cortisol can have a bigger impact without estrogen to balance it. The beautiful thing about menopause? No more monthly hormonal swings means more consistent energy, mood, and performance. Many women feel liberated. Finally, people are talking about menopause. Considering it covers roughly half of a woman's life, it's about time we gave it more than a whispered conversation in the doctor's office. This topic deserves way more airtime, so I'll be dedicating an entire episode to it. I'll link it here once it's ready for you to check out. Part 6. Practical tips for tracking your cycle. Okay, so you understand the science. But how do you actually apply this to your life? Here are some practical tips. 1. Track your cycle. Use an app like Clue, Flow, or even just a calendar. Mark day 1, first day of bleeding, and track how you feel each day. After a few months, you'll start to see your own personal patterns. Pay attention to energy levels, mood, sleep quality, workout performance, hunger and cravings, and any physical symptoms. 2. Check for ovulation. Remember, not all cycles include ovulation. You can check by tracking basal body temperature. It rises slightly after ovulation, using ovulation predictor strips, or noticing changes in cervical mucus. It becomes clear and stretchy during ovulation. 3. Communicate. If you're in a relationship, share your cycle information with your partner. You can even share your tracking app with them. It creates so much understanding and empathy when your partner knows that your mood or energy isn't about them, it's about your hormones. If you have a team or work in a collaborative environment, understanding women's cycles can improve communication and productivity. Imagine knowing that this week is great for brainstorming, but next week is better for detailed execution work. Chapter 4. Be flexible. These are guidelines, not rigid rules. Some women feel amazing during their period. Some feel terrible during ovulation. Your experience is valid. Use the science as a starting point, but always listen to your own body first. 5. Adjust expectations. Stop expecting yourself to perform at 100% every single day. Men's hormones are relatively stable, cycling every 24 hours. Women's hormones cycle over 28 days with dramatic fluctuations. You're not broken if you can't crush a workout during PMs. Recap. So there you have it. Your menstrual cycle is like having 4 different versions of yourself each month, and they all have different superpowers. You're just human. Days 1 to 7. Rest and reset. Be gentle with yourself. Days 8 to 18. Power phase. Train hard, eat your carbs, and tackle challenging projects. Days 10 to 15. Mode. Manifestation mode. You're a superhero. This is peak performance time. Days 15 to 28. 8. Slow down gradually. Honor your need for more food, more rest, and more gentleness. Understanding your cycle isn't about limiting yourself. It's about working with your body instead of against it. It's about having compassion for yourself and others. And it's about recognizing that the ability to create life comes with this incredible, complex, powerful hormonal symphony. One final thought. Whether you're someone who menstruates, someone who loves someone who menstruates, or someone just trying to understand the human body better, this knowledge is power. Share it. Talk about it. Normalize it. The menstrual cycle isn't a weakness or a curse. It's a sign of health, vitality, and the incredible adaptability of the human body. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, please like and subscribe for more videos. And remember, your body is amazing exactly as it is. See you in the next video.